The air in the design studio of Luminary Designs carried the sharp tang of ink and the faint rustle of sketch paper. A sensory time capsule that whisked Claire Thompson back to her childhood in New York City. She could still see her father, Robert Thompson, hunched over his drafting table, his hands steady as he brought visions to life. Sunlight streamed through the loft's tall windows, bathing the room in a golden glow, while the warm laughter of employees, more like family, filled the space. This was the legacy Robert had built from nothing. A beacon of creativity in Manhattan's cutthroat fashion world. Now, at 29, Claire stood as CEO, guarding that legacy with every fiber of her being after her father's death 2 years ago. But the warmth of memory shattered in the sleek, glass-walled conference room of Luminary Designs headquarters. Across the polished mahogany table sat her fiancé, Nathan Carter, 32, heir to Pinnacle Enterprises, a conglomerate teetering on the edge of collapse due to reckless investments. His chiseled jaw and tailored suit couldn't mask the cold ambition in his hazel eyes. His fingers drummed impatiently on the table. Claire, this merger is the best path forward, for us. For both companies. Why can't you see that? His voice, smooth as silk, carried a thinly veiled edge of frustration. Claire's blue eyes narrowed, her voice steady but sharp. Best for Pinnacle. You mean? Luminary Designs is my father's dream. Nathan, our team is family. I won't let you use them to prop up your failing empire. The air grew thick with tension. Nathan's lips curled into a faint, chilling smile. Fine, if that's how you feel. Let's take a break. Cool off. His sudden calm sent a shiver down Claire's spine. Like the quiet before a storm. That evening, in her sleek Tribeca apartment, Claire found her younger sister, Sophie, 24, waiting in the living room. Sophie, always drawn to glamour and sparkle, held up her phone, displaying a photo of a luxurious Miami resort. Nathan said you've been working too hard. Claire, that big design competition in Los Angeles next week is huge. Right? He booked you a trip to unwind before it. Everything's set. Sophie's wide, innocent smile clashed with the unease twisting in Claire's gut. Nathan's sudden kindness, Sophie's enthusiasm, it felt like a trap. But the LA competition was a make-or-break moment for Luminary Designs. Refusing wasn't an option. Thanks, Sophie, I'll think about it, Claire said, forcing a smile, as she packed for the trip. Her father's final words echoed, spoken in a frail whisper from his hospital bed in upstate New York. Claire, Nathan's ambition is a fire that burns too bright. It consumes everything. Love can lift you, but it can also blind you. Never lose who you are. At 27, head over heels for Nathan. Claire had brushed off the warning as a father's overprotective fear. Now, she saw her mistake as clearly as the Manhattan skyline outside her window. In Los Angeles, Claire poured her heart into the competition, her designs earning the grand prize. Pride swelled in her chest. She'd proven Luminary Designs' strength. Surely Nathan would back off his merger talk now. But when she returned to her apartment, something was wrong. The air carried an unfamiliar scent, sweet, floral, like Sophie's perfume but not quite. Heart-pounding, Claire opened her closet. Her mother's lace wedding dress, a cherished heirloom preserved from her parents' 1980s wedding, was gone. Her phone buzzed. It was Rachel, her best friend and a sharp Manhattan attorney. Her voice unnaturally calm. Claire, sit down. Sophie and Nathan got married yesterday. In your mother's dress. The words hit like a freight train. Claire's hands shook as she opened Instagram. There it was. Sophie, radiant in the stolen gown, clinging to Nathan in a lavish Hamptons ceremony. The latest post from Sophie's account read, "The moment we knew it was fate. Sorry, Claire, but love and business don't wait." The word, business, sliced through her. The trip, Sophie's suggestion, Nathan's warmth, it was all a calculated move to push her out of Luminary Designs. To steal not just her fiancé but her father's legacy. Another buzz. David, the loyal head of accounting who'd served since her father's days, sent an urgent message. Nathan's calling an emergency shareholders meeting. Citing your absence, he wants you out as CEO in a full merger with Pinnacle. Rage gave way to cold resolve. Claire typed back, David, stay calm. We're fighting back. It starts now. She called Rachel. I need the best IT investigator. Someone who's danced in the dark web. A former hacker. I want Nathan's laptop, phone, servers, everything. Follow the money. Track his moves. Cost doesn't matter. Rachel didn't hesitate. I know the guy. Codename. Shadow. What's next? Claire stared out at the glittering city. Their marriage. Nathan's still my fiancé legally. It's a civil offense. Grounds for a damages claim. But their real target is Luminary. We'll turn their game against them. The old Claire, the one who might have crumbled, was gone. She was Robert Thompson's daughter now. A CEO ready to wage war. From her safe, she retrieved her father's leather-bound journal and a black USB drive. Locked with a heavy encryption. In the journal, his words burned, the Carters play dirty. They don't build, they devour. Nathan's cut from the same cloth. If I'm gone, Claire, I pray you see him for what he is. The USB holds your final weapon. Clutching the drive, Claire whispered, Nathan, Sophie, you started this. I'll finish it. No rules, no mercy. The Manhattan skyline glittered like a jagged crown against the night sky. But inside Claire Thompson's Tribeca apartment, the air was heavy with purpose. At 29, Claire had transformed from a grieving daughter into a warrior. Her heart steeled by betrayal. The black USB drive her father, Robert Thompson, had left her sat on the desk. Its encrypted secrets a ticking bomb. She'd tried every password, her father's birthday, the founding date of Luminary Designs, even her mother's death anniversary, but the screen mocked her with, access denied. Time was running out. Nathan Carter's emergency shareholders meeting was 3 days away. And with it, his plan to seize her father's legacy. Claire flipped through Robert's leather-bound journal. Its pages worn from years of love and wisdom. A faint ink stain caught her eye. Like a tear frozen in time. In the corner, in delicate script, were the words. The day you gave me that sketch. Your first drawing of me. I'll never forget it. A treasure forever. 19,980,516. May 16, 1998, her 6th birthday. When she'd proudly handed her father a crayon portrait of his smiling face. Could it be? With trembling hands, she plugged in the USB and typed 19,980,516. The screen flashed. Access granted. A single video file appeared. To my beloved daughter, Claire. Her breath caught as she clicked play. Her father's face filled the screen. Gaunt but resolute. His eyes warm despite the strain. Claire, if you're watching this, I'm gone. And you're fighting alone to uncover the truth. He began, his voice a soft anchor in the storm. Nathan Carter is our enemy. He stole our technology, poached our staff, and cornered me with relentless pressure, all calculated to take Luminary Designs legally. I resisted, but I may be nearing my limit. He coughed, a frail sound that pierced Claire's heart. Then he held up a document. This is a confidential contract between me and Nathan's grandfather, the founder of Pinnacle Enterprises. In exchange for my technical contributions, they agreed to ensure Luminary Designs' permanent independence. If they violate this, all their rights to our company are void. The video ended with a final plea. Don't let revenge consume you. Claire, protect what matters. You have the strength. Tears streamed down Claire's face, falling onto the keyboard. Thank you, Dad, she whispered. I'll fight. For you. For us. The contract was her trump card. A legal guillotine poised over Pinnacle Enterprises. But she needed more to bury Nathan. Evidence that would shatter his empire and expose his crimes. The morning of the shareholders' meeting dawned gray and heavy. The Waldorf Astoria's grand ballroom thick with tension. Whispers buzzed among the suited investors. Their eyes darting between Nathan Carter, standing tall like a conquering king, and his father, Chairman James Carter, whose nervous glances betrayed his unease. Sophie, Claire's sister, was conspicuously absent. Nathan's smug smile faltered for a split second before he regained his composure. Stepping to the podium, ladies and gentlemen, Nathan began, his voice dripping with false sincerity. As Luminary Designs' largest shareholder and Claire Thompson's former fiancé, I regret the circumstances that bring us here. After Claire's embezzlement and disappearance, our company stands at a crossroads. I propose Pinnacle Enterprises absorb Luminary Designs to rebuild its legacy, starting with the dismissal of Claire Thompson as CEO. The room erupted in applause from his loyal allies. But before Chairman Carter could call the vote, a clear voice sliced through the noise. Objection. All eyes turned to Claire, striding down the aisle in a sharp black suit, her attorney Rachel at her side. Nathan's face twisted with shock and fury. Claire? How the hell are you here? She ignored him, taking the microphone with unshakable calm. This is my company's meeting. Why wouldn't I be here? The projector hummed to life as Claire began. Let's address Mr. Carter's claim to be the majority shareholder. That claim is fraudulent. The screen lit UPL with David's meticulously gathered records, paper companies, fake consulting contracts, and stock purchases funneled through Nathan's cronies. Nathan Carter embezzled over $500 from Luminary Designs to buy shares under dummy entities. Claire declared, "This is criminal embezzlement and a breach of fiduciary duty." Gasps rippled through the room. Nathan's face turned crimson. Lies. There's no proof. Oh, but there is, Claire countered. A new voice crackled through the speakers. My name is Michael Reed, external auditor for Pinnacle Enterprises. Joining remotely, the screen showed Michael, a calm, bespectacled man in his 40s. My audit confirms Nathan Carter withdrew $5 million from Pinnacle over 3 years, transferring it to personal accounts. Part of that funded illicit purchases of Luminary Designs shares. The financial records were undeniable. A damning trail of greed. Nathan, cornered, made a desperate move. It wasn't me, Sophie. She manipulated me. It was her idea. His pathetic deflection was Claire's opening. Sophie, you say? At her signal, the ballroom doors swung open. Sophie entered, her face pale but resolute. Escorted by Rachel. Miss Sophie Thompson is now our client, Rachel announced. She's preparing charges against Nathan Carter for coercion and fraud. Nathan's jaw dropped. Sophie met his glare without flinching. Nathan, I can't lie for you anymore. Claire, I'm so sorry. Then came the final blow. Claire played an audio file uncovered by Shadow, the hacker. Nathan's voice echoed. The Luminary acquisition is on track. Claire's still dreaming in LA by the time she's back. She'll have nowhere to return to. Another voice. James Carter's. Don't mess this up. Nathan, that company is our lifeline. You know how hard it was to remove Robert Thompson. Nathan's chilling reply. He conveniently dropped dead from overwork. His daughter will follow if she resists. The room exploded in outrage. Chairman Carter nearly collapsed, his face ashen. Claire's voice was quiet but lethal. Nathan Carter, you're a fraud, a thief, and an embezzler. Your shares, acquired through crime, hold no voting rights. She turned to the shareholders. I will rebuild Luminary Designs, stronger, bolder, more creative than ever. The room erupted in thunderous applause. Genuine this time. Claire read the names of Nathan's allied board members, submitting motions for their removal. Each passed unanimously. As Nathan was escorted out by police for questioning, he leaned close, his voice a venomous hiss. You think you've won, Claire? Your father's death? That deal he made with me broke him. Claire didn't flinch. You haven't seen my real trump card, she whispered back. Fear flashed in his eyes for the first time. The fallout was swift and merciless. Nathan faced 15 years in prison for embezzlement, fraud, data theft, and indirect involvement in Robert's death. His screams of, I'm the victim, fell on deaf ears as even his father abandoned him. Pinnacle Enterprises collapsed under the weight of the secret contract, which voided their claims to Luminary Designs and triggered massive damages. Chairman Carter resigned, the family name reduced to a cautionary tale. Michael Reed, the auditor who'd exposed their crimes, was appointed to oversee Pinnacle's liquidation with his trademark impartiality. Luminary Designs roared back to life. The scandal, though brutal, thrust the company into the spotlight, with Claire hailed as a fearless designer who toppled corruption. Her team, united by loyalty, poured their hearts into groundbreaking designs, creating an environment where creativity thrived. Sophie, humbled and repentant, began anew as Rachel's apprentice at her law firm, vowing to help others who'd been manipulated. I don't deserve forgiveness, she told Claire, her eyes clear with purpose. But I'll spend my life making it right. Claire nodded softly. Your life's just starting, Sophie. Make it count. Through the chaos, Michael became Claire's anchor. His integrity and quiet strength grounded her as they dismantled Pinnacle together. Late-night strategy sessions turned into something deeper. You're the strongest person I know, he said one evening, taking her hand under the city lights. You didn't just save Luminary, you stood for justice. In his warmth, Claire felt the ice of betrayal begin to melt. A year later, Claire and Michael stood before Robert's grave in a quiet upstate cemetery. Fresh flowers at the headstone. Dad, I did it, Claire whispered. I protected your dream. The wind rustled the trees, carrying what she imagined was his voice. Well done, my girl. Michael's arm around her felt like a promise of something real. Something lasting. Claire had lost her fiancé, her sister, and nearly her company, but what she'd truly lost was the illusion of love and trust. From the ashes, she'd found strength, a loyal team, and a love built on truth. Revenge, she realized, wasn't just destruction. When fought to protect what mattered, it could forge something new. As she looked up at the endless blue sky, Claire knew her real life had begun, the day she stood at the edge of despair and chose to rise.